What's up, everybody? What's up? We're going to do some of this bouncer chassis tonight. We're gonna have a good time. Gonna hang out. Gonna change this message here. All right, we're just gonna leave it at that. How's everybody doing tonight? Excited to have everybody in here. Get all this stuff squared away here on the screen. If you guys can hear me, let me know. Just to make sure everything's working the way it should be. So, we are... Actually, let me go ahead and get this playing again here. We're just going to loop that tonight. What up, Dustin? How you doing, man? Alright, so give you guys a little bit of an update. I got a chance to work on it some since the last time we've streamed, but not a ton. So what we're gonna do today, so if you're new to the perfect, thanks Dustin. Dustin, let me know the volume is perfect. So what we're gonna do today is kind of polish up some of this chassis stuff. We've got the front end figured out. I think I like this, how this front end is kind of coming across here. Kind of looks kind of Pro XP-ish. Gives me the opportunity to put some headlights in there, all that kind of fun stuff. So I got that squared away. I got that tied into the chassis where it's gonna look nice. Let me go ahead and hide some of this stuff. We're gonna get window nets in place tonight. But our main priority is going to be getting these rear shocks in place and limit straps, air bumps, all that kind of fun stuff. So it should be a good time. And we've got a couple extra bars I'm going to add back in here. Big and Cool RC School says, what's up, man? Thanks, man, for coming to hang out with us. We're just going to hopefully get some of this stuff done tonight. I'm really looking forward to trying to get some of the finishing touches on this guy. It looks like I've got a few like loose nodes here, which I'm going to go ahead and pull those back in where they need to go, which I'm thinking is down here. Question is where, because it looks like they got drugged from somewhere that they did not need to get drugged from. Big and Cool says, heading to bed, man. Football today and school tomorrow. Sweet, dude. Thanks for coming to hang out with us for a little bit. Appreciate you. I don't know what these nodes originally went to, and it looks like we have everything for this particular pole. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to delete those vertices. And I'm going to go up here and had some more loose ones that are stragglers right there. Going to figure out what these go to, and I don't think I see anything, so I'm actually just going to throw them up there. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and delete them. I think those are from some of the welds that I deleted. I've got some loose ones from these welds. So, like I said, we are working in Blender tonight, and we are finishing up this bouncer that I'm building. And we're not going to, well, I'm going to say we're finishing it. We're not actually going to finish it tonight. We're actually going to just try and get the rear end buttoned up. And I learned a few things, and this is really good information if you're planning on modifying this car at all, or modifying in BeamNG. So you'll see that this machine is actually, let me get the camera centered here for you guys. This machine is based on the D series, and particularly the desert truck option in which this platform is built off of. The D series does some weird things because what it actually does, so Big and Cool says that's a pretty sweet chassis you got built. Thanks, man, I really appreciate it. I really don't have that much work in this, to be honest with you. But you know, we'll see how that ends up rather. But one of the things about this is the D series, when you load it, all of the parts are like crunched here in the middle. The axle's way up here, and it actually does a node move, I found out. So when you load like the extended cab or the crew cab or whatever it is, the pieces actually move around. So me having deleted all those optional parts and having everything in a static location, I'm curious to see how it works out. But I've got access to some really smart guys, and I'm thinking that they'll oblige me, or they'll help me out. That's what I'm trying to say here. They may give me some recommendations on how best to deal with that. So what I'm going to do now is, like I said, I'm actually wanting to work on the rear end tonight, just a little bit. But I'm going to get some of these loose ends going, like that edge right there was really bothering me. So that actually looks quite better, because if you see there's like a sharp edge over here, and this one's kind of smoothed out. And I'm going to come back at some point and smooth a lot of this stuff out. But you know, I want to get the car in the game. I want to drive it. I want to have a good time with it. So I'm trying to get something that's going to work for all of us here. See you, buddy. Have a great rest of your night, Big and Cool, man. I really appreciate you when you come chime in, man. It's always cool to come hang out with the fans, or not the fans, but like just the followers, right? The followers of the stream and all that kind of fun stuff. So I appreciate you taking some time out of your night to jump in here with us, man. So ZMitch937 on Twitch says, just found your page a few hours ago. Looks sick. Definitely looking forward to this. Thanks, man. My plan right now, being when it comes to like content creation, they actually, the people who do the mods, the content creators, they're real particular about like sharing mods and publishing things. You know, they want it to be perfect before they'll release something. I'm kind of not that way. I'm going to probably release an alpha of this car, and that way everybody can have it, and you know, it just is what it is, and we can go from there. Because personally, like, this is just something I'm doing for fun. Like, I'm not super concerned about it, so we'll see how this all goes. I'm actually trying to find another song real quick, because I do love this song. This is actually from the World of Warcraft album. So we'll play this one for a little bit. A little something different. Dustin says he'll be a test dummy for the car. Absolutely, man. Of course. What I am going to do here in just a little while, so my kids are gone, or not gone, my boy's asleep, and my stepdaughter is at her dad's house tonight, so I'm clear to play. I may go hang out with my wife in a little bit, but I'm going to actually do some map building here later. So if you guys are around for that, want to see how the maps are made, how you get in there, how you make trails, all that kind of fun stuff, just hang out with us, because once I get to a point where I'm tired of looking at this thing, I'm going to go make some maps. Notice that tube needs to be lowered just a little bit. I'm actually going to take it just a little lower because I can still see those nodes. Okay, cool. Make sure. Okay, so I pushed it off the thing here. So if I go any higher, it comes over the top like that. So I don't actually want that. I'm actually going to shrink that tube just a little bit and drop it down. I'm actually going to modify this one as well here. So this guy, I'm gonna pull him down just a click. Matthew McKinney has liked the stream. Thanks, buddy. I really appreciate you. And we'll move this guy back up. Make this a little bigger too. Okay, so Zmitch says, so if I buy the Beam NG game, am I able to use the buggies that you're building? Yeah, so what happens in the way that the Beam NG works is it all works off of a repository. So when you download the game, you're going to have all of the stuff that comes in the game like stock, right? So you're going to have like kind of a truck base. You're going to have like this knockoff Jeep type thing. You're going to have a few different versions of like some odds and ends. You'll have some cars, but the repo is an option where you can go out and download mods that people have made. Everything from skins to vehicle sounds, new engines, new parts, pieces, new chassis, all that kind of fun stuff. So this is actually going to be an extension from the D series chassis. So it should fit just as an additional mod, not a new vehicle. So sort of like spin tires. Yeah, absolutely, man. If you're familiar with spin tires, you'll definitely you'll feel right at home with what we're doing here. Guys, it's really hard to find DMCA free music. I'll tell you this, like, it's so silly, the whole DMCA stuff, because it's just like I can't play any music on stream because I'll get kicked off YouTube. Like, I'll get a strike on YouTube. Twitch will demonetize my videos, all that kind of fun stuff. So it sucks. It really does. So I'm gonna try and keep everything going. Z-Mitch says, is it multiplayer? So there is a multiplayer option that you can download. It's not supported by the actual BeamNG, but there is a multiplayer version. And if you guys are interested, one day I'll do a video about how to get that all set up, and it's really, really easy, and I can actually show you guys how to host your own servers as well. So Southern Ohio Off-Roader says, Jesse, get that thing done. I cannot wait to try it. Dude, I'm working on it. One thing I was gonna do and gonna look into, which I think it might be a later iteration, was thinking about making this a rear steer axle. Obviously, I'm taking a little bit of inspiration from Menace. Obviously, with the optional IFS front end, it kind of does have Menace lines back here, but I'm also taking a little bit of inspiration from the Busted Knuckle chassis, and then I'm also kind of just doing what feels right for this buggy. So we'll see how it all pans out. Z-Mitch says, would be pretty cool to have a group of bouncers trail riding. For sure, man. Hang out. I'll show you the bouncer that I have played with a little bit. I did hand out this bouncer. I'm not really sure if I'm allowed to hand it out because I'm not the original creator. I'm a mod guy, so I only have given out one bouncer pass to an unnamed guy, but I'll show you guys what I've been working on and kind of what got me into all this. So it looks like these two tubes back here on the rear end are still not where I want them, so I'm going to position my camera down here. And if that music sucks, let me know. All I need you guys to know, or all I need you guys to do, is find DMCA free music that's good. Because if I play something like, Jimmy Buffett or anything that's good, my channel gets hit. It's really frustrating, really frustrating. I could always just risk it and see if they don't, see if they don't give me strikes and stuff like that. So Z-Mitch says, yeah, I already read that one. Cool. All right. So let's see here. Both of those need to move down just a click. Let's see if I can get this. Trying to get that orientation of that tube right. It's not exactly how I want it. We'll see though. I don't think the starting places are right. I actually did this back end first. So Dustin says this wheelbase has been killer on the hills. Dude, so I'll show you something here in just a second. Z-Mitch says software is pretty neat for this game. Yeah, man, so Blender is something that I picked up just piddling, just trying to learn how to play with some of this stuff. And Blender's been a lot of fun to learn. I actually, I daylight as a software engineer and showed it to some coworkers, and I think we're actually going to integrate some 3D modeling into the product that we build, so I'm looking forward to being a part of that too. Those tubes right there are really off, and it's gonna bother me, but I'll remove those at a later time. I'd rather have them, and I'm talking about these guys right here in the middle. I'd rather have them for right now and, you know, try and figure out something later. Okay, so let's see if we can build some shock tabs, which it looks like we have some right here, but gonna have to figure something else out. I think once I get the shock tabs done, I feel much better. So what I'm gonna do is, you actually see there's some tabs down here that are being used for the limit straps, and I'm actually just gonna, I think I'm just gonna copy those and see. Actually, let me see here. Let's see what's going on here, because this looks like what I want, but it looks like they've been messed with a little bit here. And I know I've got another message to read here, and I'll get to it in just 1 second. So when I first started this bouncer, I was super ignorant to what I was doing and made a lot of issues for me to go back and fix. Okay, Zemich says, or Southern Ohio Off-Road says, can you load in-game vehicles and other mods in that to make edits? Yes, you can, but you need to be careful about distributing those, because if you don't have consent of the original author, there can be some, people get really upset about it. Zemich, I run a 5-axis CNC lathe and use CAD CAM Fusion software, so to see this being used in a game intrigues me even more. Yeah, man, you can pick this up, no issues. It's pretty surprising how intuitive this game is. So you would have no problem. And my mom is actually sending a bunch of pictures to our family group chat. So sorry that those messages keep popping up. Okay, now I think I've got all that in order. The only reason I'm really trying to reuse this tab is because it's already over here. Did any of you guys watch American Horror Story? I watched the episode that came out last night. It's really good. I'm actually been very interested in this season that we've got going on. There we go. Had to mute the old family group chat there. Man, I don't know what I was doing when I originally messed with these. I'm about to the point where I'm thinking I might junk these tabs, because these things are starting to get kind of annoying. Yeah, so here's what I'm gonna do. Gonna click out of these, gonna go here, gonna go to edit mode, gonna delete you, delete you, delete them. Okay, so now we're gonna start fresh with some tabs, because I'm tired of dealing with that. Let's see if I can copy and paste these. I want to, let's see, there's a copy and paste method that I need to look up. There it is. Nice. It's Shift D if you're looking for it. So we've got tabs. Now we just need to get these tabs up there. Now the real tricky part here is I've got to make sure that I've got some bars for these things to connect to. And I'm just cleaning up some loose nodes there. Okay, so let's bring these tabs over. That's not what I wanted. If you hold S down, it'll help you maneuver the size for these things too. So I think that this this bypass actually should be somewhere in the right spot here. Got random vertices just hanging out everywhere.
It's all about humanity.
Like I said, if you're just gonna do this for your first time, like this is really the first real serious change that I've made. Not want to say change that I've made, but first real serious editing of a vehicle. Take your time and be gracious, because this is not something you're gonna master in a day. That's certain. So let's get where we can see these tabs. Okay, there they are. I forgot we were working on the bypass. And I've found that it's way easier to work like facing outside the vehicle or outside of the machine. So look. Now I pretty much only use like node select for these. You can select faces. You can select you can select like edges, all kinds of different things. So ask my wife how good of a multitasker I am. She'll tell you I can't talk and chew bubble gum kind of guy. Okay. So it looks like that's about where that left tab needs to be. So I'm gonna grab that. And I really need to do it like this so I can see how far out these need to go. So let's do this. While these are split out, so it's actually got the bolt in there too, which is what we want. See, there's a actual, or there's a it looks like a nut, but it's actually going to be the bolt there. So let's do this. Let's actually just go ahead and, rather than trying to split them out, I'm actually just going to scale it out a little bit, and we're just going to end up with some super thick tabs too, because the tops of these bypasses are actually pretty beefy, and I'm just going to have to run a actually, let's see if I can. I'm learning so many different ways to make things, so I'm going to keep those tabs relatively thin, maybe. Let's see if we can keep it kind of thin. Got to keep it off the car though. How are we looking? Okay, so that one's still going to have to move out. So I am going to scale these up just a little bit, make them a little wider. So I'm actually going to keep it like that, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flatten the face of these tabs just a little bit. So you see I got a super thick boy here. I'm going to grab the outer edge here, and I'm actually going to move it in just a little bit and keep our tabs nice and thin. Go look around, see about this bolt thing, because it looks like it has like a nut on one side and then not on the other. I don't think that necessarily matters. I'll try and keep them somewhere around the same size, but it's really not that big of a deal. No one's going to be paying attention to your tab sizes here. Alright, so let's see if we can't get this back down on the shock and see if we finally got it big enough here. So that's about where that left one needs to be. And it looks like our right one there needs to come out some more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get really close up in here. So this is part of the trickiness of when everything starts kind of getting like blended together and you start dealing in these really tight spaces. You have to go through and kind of grab it node by node. Yeah, I'll go ahead and just grab all of this. And we'll stretch out that bolt to make sure that it's going to clear. Okay, so we'll do that. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to set our camera in the middle. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so we can rotate around here. So that one needs to come down a little bit. Okay, so that one's actually fine. This tab is just like not centered and it's really driving me nuts. This is some really tedious work, that's for sure. Okay, so that should have just the tab, and we're going to rotate it. Go ahead and make it flat so it doesn't drive me insane. And then let's center this this bolt down here. We're going to go ahead and make it where we can see it. Looks like we need to go in just a click. That looks good to me. I think that this tab was just kind of like not exactly how I wanted it, so I'm gonna have to just be a little bit more explicit with how I want this to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab all of those. Control Z is your best friend in this project, by the way. Control Z is undo. Okay, so I think I've got just that. So I'm actually going to rotate this a little bit to where it is square. Southern Ohio Off-Roader says, any teasers on wheel and tire options? I got something cool for you. Don't worry. I got something pretty cool coming. I am not a tire and wheel guy. Fortunately, I know a developer who is super talented in that regard. So pretty much every tire and wheel combination that I could want, it has already been made for me. So I will show you guys here shortly what exactly we've got, and I'll give credit to the developer who did that for sure, and I'll send you guys, I'll put a link to his like socials and stuff in here too, because he really deserves a lot of praise because he does really good work. His name is actually Nix909. I'm gonna scoot this one back out just a little bit. Gonna rotate it to keep it kind of square here, and I'm gonna have to for sure make this bar a little wider. Okay, I think that's about how we want it. We want a little bit of space between these two so that actual shot can like rotate. I'm gonna rotate it a little bit more this way. There we go. I can actually see through that crack too. Gonna rotate it down. Just there it is. Beautiful. That's what we want. Okay. So I'm satisfied with that one. And then what we're gonna do is gonna have to make this bar thicker here. Trying to think about how I want to do that without making it look like super goofy. I think what I'm actually going to do, you guys, is I'm actually going to run another tube right here. So I haven't been Southern Ohio Off-Roader says, dude, yes, I love Nix's wheel and tires. Yeah, Nix is like a god when it comes to wheels and tires. So I'm not even going to try to compete with what he's capable of. Okay, so the fact that I'm going to run another tube here is I'm actually going to... I'm going to pull this one over just a little more. Just slightly. See how this looks. I don't like it. I'll figure out what I want to do here, but I am gonna see if I can grab another tube. Alright, so let's see here. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do bevel vertices. That's not what I want to do. Let's see here. Let's try subdividing, and then let's do this. Edit mode. I'm gonna grab these nodes, and I'm gonna do this. Gonna see if this will work for me. Bevel vertices. Okay, so make another set of nodes there. And then what I'm gonna do is right click, extrude vertices. Going to first off make sure that this is all square. That looks kind of square, which is fine. And then I'm gonna rotate this. I'm gonna shrink it just a click to make sure it's all straight. And then I'm gonna drag it over. I think it probably needs to be a little wider, so I'm gonna make it just a I think my tabs are just huge. Okay. I'm trying to remember. I did this last night where I added in all the faces for this. Let me look real quick. If you guys are enjoying this, let me know. Like the stream. If you're on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed. If you're on Facebook, share it out. And if you're on Twitch, give us a follow. And if you're feeling very eager, you can sub, man. It'd be really cool. Okay, that's not really what I had in mind, but I think I actually have to do that from this point. Okay, so let's try this again. Let's go invisible, let's grab these, and then let's do Control F. No, that's not it. I'll just do Control F, extrude faces. Insert faces. What did I do? I just did it. That's why the software kind of sucks. It's like, not sucks, it's just hard. Okay, so it's extrude faces along normal. So Control F, extrude faces along normals. Control F. Oh, that's not it. What's it doing? Okay. Extrude faces. What in the world? It's so difficult when you can't remember what you just did. Nice. Dustin says, I guess the IFS isn't fully lockable on this truck. Yeah, it is. Keep searching. You can actually put a welded front diff in there. I'm about to start playing the game here in a second. It's my favorite sound. Mitch Kincaid likes the stream. Thanks, Mitch. Alright, so let's try this. Alright, we'll figure that tube stuff out later, I guess, because I'm tired of messing with it. Okay, I see. I see what it has to do. Okay, got it figured out. Okay, so what you gotta do is you gotta go in here. You're gonna grab these. I'm gonna press F to make a little circle inside that guy. And then I'm gonna extrude the vertices. I'm gonna press Control F. And then I'm going to do faces along, wait a minute here. F, extrude faces. What in the world? Extrude faces. Did that work? Yes, that worked. Perfect. About friggin' time. It's not the best way to do that, I know. Someone can correct me. For sure, someone can correct me on that. And I think for now, this might just have to work type of thing. Till I figure out exactly how I want this to go. It's not going to work either. It's pretty ugly. Pretty ugly, without a doubt. down just a little bit too. Okay, that's the worst. Let's see, how does it look when we go to object mode. And let's do this, edit. Gonna look at all these faces. And we're going to shade smooth. See what happens with that. I really need to like unbevel all of these because this is all kind of messed up. Let's try this one last time and then I'm going to go ride some of these trails. Gonna figure out how to unsubdivide edge, unsubdivide. Okay. Hey, look at that. That should look better. Alright, still really strange, but I think if I do that to this tube and then I'll be done and then we can go play the game. I feel like there's like just too many nodes down here on this end. Maybe that fixed it? No. Yeah, we'll come back to that because I don't like the way that looks. So we just deleted that bar. Alright, well, learning curve, learning experience. We will just move on and play the game. Mitch Kincaid says, look at you. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you chiming in. Just out here playing some games, dude. Alright, I'm gonna get everything set up down here. And we're going to be building some maps here too, so that should, or we're going to be adding to the maps. Dustin says he's off for the night. He will catch up with us later. Thanks for hanging out with us, Dustin. Appreciate you, man. We're going to go to our good old map that I built. Oh man, anything you guys want to see? I'll change the message here. My wife is upstairs watching the new season of The Circle. She's really big into like trash TV, so figured I'd sneak down here while she's watching all that stuff. All right. I'm gonna jump in my one of my other buggies that I've got going here. I'm thinking I'm gonna do some work on the East Coast stuff tonight. And this is a modified version of a buggy that's available currently on the repo, which this will not get released because this is not my machine to release. Thinking about building a little bypass trail through here. We're building a climb right there that'll get you in there. I think I'll do that. Thinking we could probably make it relatively simple. Put that guy right there. That way it's kind of up and out of the way. So if you have any questions about the tools that I'm using here, y'all just let me know, because this is all learning curve here is pretty steep for this stuff. So what we'll do, we'll do that, and then we'll add some rocks in here to make this nice and challenging. Then we'll actually get in here and we'll paint some slick rock to make this nice and hard to climb. All right, let's try that. See how it goes. Southern Ohio Off-Roader says, "What are you using to edit the maps?" I'm actually using the built-in map editor for the game. So it's just the standard thing that the game kind of comes with. It's not really well known. I found out that not many people knew about this in the game, so it is just there for you to use. It's actually been a while since I've played the game. Gonna add some mud down here because this is at the end of this song kind of blows. Not a huge fan of that playlist we're listening to. Oh, wish I could just play regular music. There's like a whole playlist of DMCA free sound, like music. I don't trust any of it. I'm gonna go back to SoundCloud because no one on. If you're on SoundCloud, you can't afford to have someone go find your battles. Southern Ohio Off-Roader asks, there's a built-in map editor, question mark, where do I find it? On any map, press F11, and it will be there. It's a little bit of not the most friendly tool in the world, but you can figure it out. And you can also watch all of our live streams, and we do quite a bit of editing on here, but I'm actually just trying to get some music going for us because whatever we were listening to was crap. So we're going to go here, undo that a little bit. I'm going to put some deep mud down here because it is awful muddy. Can make the rest of this pretty muddy too. So all that looks fine, and then this should be fine. This is going to end up being a really hard climb out of here, I think. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I don't know what that is. I don't like that. Excuse me. Sorry. Try and get everything squared away, and all of a sudden everything gets all loud and everything else. Okay, much better. Let's get back to playing the game. Definitely, like, can't just, like, shoot the bounce there, that's for sure. Jason Handrich has liked the stream. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. If you guys really want to help us out, share the stream, subscribe to us on YouTube, and if you're on Twitch, check us out on Twitch. Trying hard to get up this climb, but it does not look like we're going to make it by crawling, that's for sure. There it is. Ended up blowing my rings on that one, but it'll work. If you guys have any questions about this too, I've built this entire map outside of like the foundation, but all the trails we're running and the modifications to this car, we've done a lot of those too. If you play this game, you know that this car does not look like this originally. And I am got my super low talent light going tonight. get my repositioned here. I think I'm gonna have to get my other truck to do this, because man, this is not going how I want. Rear steer in this game is like a cheat code. Alright, now I've said it before, the trick to these climbs is you've actually got to let it walk it. Because these bad boys are steep. About right here is when you start really losing traction. See, that's what I love about this game, is you can actually see the tires trying to bite. So that's the easy climb out of this map, but we'll put it in reverse here. Really got to give it some juice here. Walks it like a champ though. And again, this map is made by me. This is actually an unreleased map too, so you're not going to find this on the repo or anything like that. This is something you'd have to reach out to me about. But I'm not really like I'm not done with this one, so I'm not really ready to even say that this is like an alpha yet either. We'll see. I'm gonna have to put some NOS on for this one. Ooh, straight up denied. So it's fourth gear low. Matthew Crawford says, where can I get wheels and tires? These are actually not released, man. I'm sorry. And just like that. Like butter. Now see, I can show you guys some things that are for sure released. There's this guy right here. This is these wheels and tires are released, and they are killer. Now this is my big power machine. So I think if we got first gear. First gear and some super swampers. Let's see what we can do if I put this. Still showing no texture on that one. Alright, there we go. Texture's right there. Yeah, this is my big power car. Yeah, she's a little broke there. Alright, I'll tell you what. Let me go back here and start working on another trail. So this is all stuff that I built. Just a little cruising trail, a little waterfall. Really should make this an exit out of this climb, because this climb pretty much exits only out of this path right here. Should really make an exit that comes out like right here. So I'm actually going to go ahead and do that right now. So I'm actually going to paint. I'm going to take all this down real quick, so you'll see that it makes a big crater. I have my pressure at about 30 size. You know, it is what it is. I'm going to click the paint noise button. I'm going to have to change the song because this one is copyrighted. I'm going to do this one. Alright. So I'm going to paint some noise here. Going to make the pressure a little lower. It's not doing what I want it to. Let's see. That's what we wanted right there. Something like that. Really let it kind of roughen itself out here. And then we'll do a very light, smooth, or no, I don't want that kind of smooth out. I'm actually just gonna build some flat steps throughout here, because that's actually what I want, just to flatten some of this out. Then I'm gonna smooth the slopes down just a little bit to make it a little like less severe. And we'll keep that exit right there because I actually like that like V-notch, and it kind of helps me like mentally see everything if I start doing some like painting on here. So I'll paint this all with like dead grass. So if I come down here, you can see it's a pretty steep climb. We've got a really hard edge right there. So I'll actually smooth this out just a little bit. My wife just scared me. Scared the shit out of me. That was terrifying. That's awful. You're the worst. Did I have like fear all over my face? Because that was terrifying. I really tried to hold it under control.
You're alive?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Actually, hold your composure for you.
Oh yeah. Alright. Well, now that I've had a mild heart attack, it's good to see I'm still here. Okay. I actually kind of like what's happening here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to drop some of these rocks in, and make it kind of force feed itself. So I'm gonna go here to the painter, get the painter. I'm gonna drop some mud right here. Lots of mud underneath here. We'll make it deep mud under there. We'll put some deep mud right here. And then we'll put some, I don't want that. I don't want that. We'll drop some sand in here because I feel like that would be a kind of unique experience. And if you find yourself like where you do it and there's too much happening in one single area, kind of just drop it off like that right there. We'll make it sand and mud. And we'll make this mud exit here. Got to make sure the mud looks continuous, like it's got a path to the lowest point. Okay, so it looks like it's pretty gnarly climb out. And this V-notch, I'm actually going to drop it down just a click. Make it more of a V-notch. Going to open this up just a little bit because I'm actually going to put some rocks in here. That's not the rocks I want. Always, like, if you're gonna put two rocks next to each other, make sure that you use the opposite sides so it doesn't look like you just copied and pasted the rocks. Just a recommendation. And one thing I really love, like I got told one time that, like, you know, some of the community members, they mentioned to me like, hey man, if your stuff is not good, like, we'll let you know, and you know, we'll prevent, you know, kind of help keep the standard of what gets put out really well. Dude, I love the fact that people want to come in and make maps, because that means that I get to, you know, stream with your map, and I get to play, and I get to see, like, kind of like a look inside your mind, because really what you're doing when you're making a map is you're doing this expression of, you know, who you are and what you like, how you see trails and things like that. And I love that, because the way that I see stuff and want to design stuff is completely different than the way you want to do it. So I really enjoy map making, and I really enjoy seeing what other people want to do when they make a map. So I really encourage everybody to get in here, use this systems. Like, just get with it, man, because it's too much fun. So we'll do some sand on top of here. Do a little bit of sand down here too. Sand's got a lot of traction in this game, but we'll do that. And then we're gonna do some so slick deep mud. I misspelled it. It's slip deep mud. We're gonna put all that mud up here, so that right when you think you're getting out, you're not getting anywhere. Nice little V-notch exit there, and we'll do that, and we'll kind of box you in here. Make sure that this is still kind of visible. And when you get these sharp edges, just this really smooth view will kind of help make it look a little nicer. But you don't want to do that like in the middle of the trail too bad. Like, I'll take the pressure down to like 2 and just smooth that out so it loses the sharpness. Like right here, obviously we don't want like a super sharp spot right there. So I'll pull that one down, pull this stuff down, which is stuff that I've missed in the last time we were doing this. And if your brush is too big, it'll actually just make your terrain like flat, which is obviously not what you want to do in an off-road situation. takes fun out of it. Okay, cool. Let's run this trail because it looks like fun, and I'm excited to try the new exit. If you guys have a particular car you want to see it in, I've got like a full-size truck. I've got my buggies. I'm gonna use my trail car, which is my big girl. Put some different tires on her. Gonna put some dig tires on her. Sweet. Okay, cool. It's crazy how much this car changes when you put some like super wide tires on here. And we're gonna take all the hard lines. It's a good looking machine right there. Try not to use rear steer unless I have to. Don't know if I really had to right there. I really wasn't in the throttle very much, but we'll see. If I had my option, I would probably gear this truck just a little lower. But I don't think I have that option on this platform. This platform's built on like one engine, one trans, pretty much. Man, it's like I have traction until I hit the rocks. I don't understand. Matthew Crawford asked, how do you get these tires? Check the repo. Alright, so here's my chance to really get up and test that new exit. If you weren't with us, we built a new exit out the right here. Speaking of tires, man, these tires, I needed to hook about 10 times harder. Nice. The repo is an in-game repository. So if you have the game, just go to the main home screen and click on mods, and that's where you should be able to find stuff like this. I cannot get up this, can I? I have to actually learn how to drive here. Man. Really having some troubles. I think I'm gonna have to take the cheater way out here. Okay, we're gonna put it in first high. We're gonna stand in it. All right, maybe not. It looks fine. Matthew says, are they Nyx's stuff? I have a couple of his mods. Yeah, they are Nyx's. Nyx is the best, man. I give so much props to that guy. This is pretty tough getting up here. I'm going to try something. I'm going to go to my terrain painter and I'm going to put some deep sand all throughout here. And just see if this kind of helps make this a little bit more fun, because it's kind of not super fun when you just get like pounded by this stuff over and over and over again. So let's try this one more time. Okay, it definitely seems like the beach sand is helpful, but it's not making it, you know, a breeze. Cool. Alright guys, I think I'm probably gonna jump off and get to bed here in just a minute. But if you know me, you know that that normally means I'm not gonna get off for a few more minutes. So feel free to hang out. Stay with us because I'm gonna build an exit trail to this for sure. And then we can go from there. Oh, it's a lot of rocks. It's a lot of rocks. Okay, now I hate those little rocks because all they really do is just get on your nerves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually collectively bring the entire ground up just a smidge so they're less annoying. And they're more like tire grabbers and annoying things that just stop you in your tracks. Okay, I don't really want that one. I kind of want like a big wall. Something like that, maybe. Mm-hmm. Do something like that, and then we can drop some big boys in here. Get some of these little noisy chatter rocks out of the way, and we'll go back. We'll try and paint some of this in. And put another big rock right over here somewhere. Looks like that might work. A little something different here. We'll put some medium small ones right there. A little something coming out of here. Give this a little like berm right here. Like that, so it kind of looks like you're not supposed to go over there. We'll kind of bring this berm up a little bit right here too. Alright, and then we're going to take our nice terrain painter, we're going to grab some rocky dirt. Because obviously the ground is super rocky right here. And we're just going to drop that in. And we'll take the rocky dirt away. Brandon Bowman is now falling. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. It's a forest right here. Do a little bit of forest floor stuff, because that's all nice and neat. And then we'll make a dirt path out of here. I think that looks like a good exit to this. Give you a nice optional line right here. Yeah, it's an option, probably not the option. Actually, actually going to go back down to the start down here and see if I can get up this way again. Whew. All right, I'm about to call the stream for now. I'll go back to